That's where we're going.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the first episode of Papa G's House of 2022. Welcome. Excuse me if I look like a discontinued Simba pack of tomato chips. I've just got off the squash court and I've taken a very, very long time to cool down. But the show will continue. As usual, my illustrious co-host, Art, a.k.a. Arthur Carlos Diego Pereira III.
Away, my second.
Away. First episode of 2022. It's taken a while. We decided to take a little bit of an extended break, come up with some ideas, make some changes. But how was your Christmas period?
Well, if I was to go with how it was generally pretty cool. Chill at home, play lots of Forza Horizon 5 in Mexico, rad game, recommend it. But my car decided to break down on Christmas Day and I still haven't got it back yet.
Fuck.
Yeah, it sucks.
So we both have very interesting stories over Christmas. Christmas Eve, I go up to Hermanus and spend some time with my family. Uncle, gran, mom, dad, sister, husband, kids, the whole bang shoot. We are having a lovely Christmas Eve. We gets to about 8:30. We're busy buying the food, and all of a sudden my gran decides to take a tumble.
Oh shit!
And so my whole Christmas ended up with my 95-year-old grandmother being ambulanced out of our holiday home to hospital in Hermanus. Then she had to get transported to Worcester and had a full hip replacement. And safe to say, she's making 100% full recovery.
Hey,
at 95, bro.
95, yeah. Hip replacement surgery has actually gone fucking really well in the last 20 years. Because with my hip, they told me that I would need a hip replacement. And at that time, they said, like, you're going to be in a cast for a couple of months, and then there's going to be this and this and that and that. Now, like, recovery time is like 6 weeks, and then you're on your feet after like 2 or 3. It's like really, really quick.
Yeah.
So like I'm not really that worried about eventually getting a hip replacement anymore.
No, I mean, geez, I follow some MMA fighters and stuff that have. Michael Bisping has had 2 complete knee replacements, and to see how quickly. Okay, I know knee's different to hip.
Yeah.
Ben Askren had a full hip replacement once he retired. He was up in a couple of months, like 100% recovered. Yeah. Not 100%, but you can see he's up walking. Yeah. He's still got to do a bit of physio and all that kind of jazz. But going back to the Christmas, imagine how it was. It was, dude, it couldn't have been going better. It was such a rad day, evening.
And
then that happened.
Snoo.
And so, like, obviously, Christmas Day was a lot more stressful. The kids were stressed. They were bawling their eyes out. They don't want to see their grandmother, like, lying on the floor, not able to move. So it was rough. It was a rough Christmas Eve. It was a rough Christmas. My family's still rad, and, that it was all circumstantial.
Yeah.
And then I came home, and I literally did nothing. Came home on Christmas Day, did nothing until New Year. Just had an average New Year, and then basically a week of doing nothing. Obviously, doing random things around the house, but literally maxed out, like, totally. It was amazing. It was amazing.
Yeah, dude, I mean, shit, it sucks that your gran had to break a hip. My mother went for a knee replacement operation as well this holiday season. Also did some.
Just the season to go for major operations.
Yeah. Yeah, including my car in there.
Yeah, dude.
Hell, man.
Well,
yeah.
Mike's car's also screwed now.
Yeah, he said, like, his manifold cracked.
Yeah.
And he has to get that replaced.
Yeah, I mean, for the listeners, we were supposed to have Mike and Sean, the remaining members of Il System, just here for a banter session, but that's going to be postponed for another couple of weeks' time. It's going to be sick. Got a couple of cool episodes lined up as well. Stay tuned. That's going to be sick.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you just basically, because did you go back? You only went back to like work.
I went back to work
week.
on Monday. Yeah. And I'm already feeling the back pain.
Dude, it's been a back pain. Baptism of fire creates the back pain.
A baptism of fire.
Yeah. Dude.
No, dude. I mean, shit. I mean, it was cool. I mean, I played so much of Forza. I did like some house stuff as well, some repairs in there. Hung up some stuff in the walls. I had a wasp nest that was growing, that was being built at my house, which I finally got rid of. It was that what do they call them? The European paper wasp, which is an invasive species. So it looks like it's like a tiny wasp, but it's like yellow and black stripes, and you have to report those. There's a reporting like website to report any sightings because they're invasive. They're not indigenous. So I reported that, and then emailed council, and they came through yesterday, and they got rid of the nest, and there was a few other wasps, and I zapped them with some spray. So that should be sorted. Yeah, had these guys come in and try and repair my air conditioner because it was conking out. Because remember that...
But that's been going on for a while.
Yeah, I remember that Saturday, or it was like 2 weeks ago, that Saturday that was super shit hot. It was like...
Yeah, it's been very hot in the Cape.
Yeah, I had a braai at my place with the Deadbeats guys on that Saturday. And the aircon, I think, it just fucking died. It was like brutal.
Well, I mean, is this your new spot?
Yeah.
Well, maybe it just needed a good service.
Well, they serviced it, they gassed it. What was happening was like it blows cold, and then like after about 15 or 20 minutes or 25, it just starts blowing air. It stops blowing cold. Yeah. So it stops being an aircon.
Isn't it, surely?
Well, they checked it out. They topped up the gas.
Or something.
It must be something. They topped up the gas and they said run it, and if it happens again, then call us. Because they did a whole service of the whole thing.
And did they spray that stuff that smells amazing afterwards?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, that's... dude. Because I'm religious with mine.
Yeah.
Every year they come and they do a service. And whatever they spray in it smells amazing. Like get high off it and just stay in my room and in a cold room, no matter if it's hot or cold. I just love it.
Yeah, they were doing the test of like pushing the first cold and then hot. And
talking about our air conditioning
dude, I mean, fuck. I've been adulting quite hard.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it sucks, when the house is yours and you see little nooks and crannies. I've been doing my fucking nut because I don't have skirting in 2 rooms.
Yeah.
Skirting across the floors because I had my floors done.
Yeah.
One whole bedroom was completely redone.
Yeah.
And because it got to the end of December, I've been staring. If I don't keep the doors closed, I'd end up just staring at like a pit.
Yeah, like the ends of the boards and then a gap in the...
Oh, dude, it's the pits. It's the pits, yeah.
Yeah, man, I've got a few things like that. I mean, they just don't build homes well these days anymore.
No, but it's also... It's not just that. They get cheap contractors that don't have, COC. They don't get a COC for the... when I was doing the renovations, how many times we had to say, is this COC compliant? Like, will we get a certificate if we do it this way? Yeah, no. Of course. Then we get a second opinion.
And it's like,
no. You need, like with my geyser. Dudes, just put it up. No mess, no fuss. Then I got a guy to say, someone pointed out something and I was like, nah, this is fishy. Then we got a second dude to come around. He goes, no, well, where's the... it's the stuff that they put around it's not cladding. It's not, it's called, it's the protective stuff that they put around the pipes.
Oh, yeah, like a heat shielding kind of thing.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called. It'll come to me, but they said, yeah, you need that. And the other dude didn't even know what that was. But he's here putting in a geyser. Yeah, so it was a rough. Don't bring me, this is 2022 art. Why are we talking about old things that make me frustrated?
Shit, I'm sorry, man.
It's 2022. We're getting after it. I've just finished working out. I'm getting my ass into shape, getting stage ready because we're gonna hit the stage this year. Shit,
I need to find some place I could practice. I'm gonna have to like set up my e-kit in the garage and do a couple of hour sessions like every now and again.
Totally.
I have to do that.
Well, I'll even come and jam with you.
I've got a little mixer desk.
Yeah, we can just do it the headphones style. That'll be sick.
Yeah,
that'll be rad. Another thing.
What?
Both my amps blew. So now, first practice we go, we're jamming, we're having a good time. Boom, my PV5150 goes half volume. No, less than half.
Less. It was going up and down.
Yeah, it
but
was
as
going
soon
up
as
and
you
down,
drove
in
it,
and
it would
out.
boom.
Yeah.
Just dropped out.
Boom. And shit, now we have to hire another amp. I've got a 4-cable method through a Boss pedal. Then I start sweating and I'm like, no, only this is a waste of money. It's going to take forever for me to figure out how this fucking this effects loop works. Then cool. Then I bring my Laney Ironheart combo to practice.
Yeah.
That works perfectly the first time. First practice of 2022 doesn't do
it was
anything. Making some crazy weird sounds.
It
Anyway.
would have worked really well if we were doing black metal.
Yeah. Well, yeah. No, industrial.
Yeah.
But shout out to Graham and Jan and the guys at Gear Junkie. They're sorting it out there. Turns out, luckily, all my PV's problem is the 6L6 power tubes.
Yeah.
So thank goodness for that. Still haven't heard about the Laney, but they gave me some like pretty nasty like information. They were like, we've had a lot of Laneys come in lately.
Oh, really?
That have just kind of like packed up.
Conspiracy theory.
Well, I don't know. They just said a lot of Laneys have come in where just all of a sudden they've reached a certain age and they just go kaput. Never heard that before. I'm going to do some research on Google and whatnot.
So it's not like all Laneys. It's like of a certain age.
Well, I don't know. Okay, don't quote me, and it wasn't who I mentioned.
Go get your Laney serviced.
But yeah, I think they just said a lot of Laneys have come in and problems.
Wow.
But another thing that we noticed, it was their first week back, and they were like, we've got so many amps. And I was like, dude, that's so good, because one, business is good, and two, all the musicians are pulling finger.
Yeah, actually.
That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
So 2022, a lot of musicians from all walks of life are sending their gear in to get repaired so they can use it. That can only mean one thing, is that everybody's pulling finger and is getting ready to rock 2022.
Well, Soundcar Studios has been pretty busy.
We couldn't even get space today.
No.
That's awesome.
No. And I chatted to the owner, the dude from Rudimentals. I keep forgetting his name. I didn't know he owned the place. So I could have gotten the amp rental.
Oh, really?
Yes, I could have gotten us amp rental for free because
No,
I gave them a drum head. I gave them an old drum head.
Okay.
We could have got it for free through that route, but I didn't click afterwards. But he said that's
a bold call there.
Yeah, I mean,
Just saying.
You you got contacts. You fucking call them.
Soundcast do not support this statement.
No, not yet at least.
No, not yet.
But like he was telling me that around the corner, or like just somewhere next to their premises, there was this cement factory that popped up there, and the dust from the cement has been getting into the studios and getting into the amps. He says he's constantly sending amps to get like serviced and cleaned because it just goes everywhere. And he's
it's
trying
a
to
very industrial area.
Yeah, but you need, for a factory like that, because of the fineness of the materials that they produce, you need like approvals from like everyone and they just rocked up there. And he is like contesting that and saying, how did you get in here? You can't just open up a cement factory. There's like...
Watch me.
Yeah, so they did it
crazy.
anyways, and it's like the cement is going everywhere. That other studio, I think it's Platinum Studios or whatever it's called. No, it's not.
I don't know.
Anyways, across the street, they're probably also having the same issue.
They're in the same business park as
Yeah.
well. So it's like, how is that? It's like direct competition almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy. But hey, I can only say one thing. Every single time I go there, Soundcast is packed, the other place is packed.
Yeah.
That means musicians are out there and they are grafting for a good year to make music, rehearse their old music. I've actually had two sessions with Nathan Dixon, original lead guitarist for Atlantic South. We've rekindled our relationship. We don't know what we're going to do with it. We've written some material. I'm excited. We've written some new stuff with your system. Not all that much because we're practicing a set because of a possible show.
we're just flinging ideas.
Yeah,
everywhere.
100%. So it's been all positive. I feel like even though my work's been batshit crazy, it hasn't been crazy. It's not like I don't have capacity, but it's just like Murphy's Law. Anything that could go wrong went wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that
But
fucking
other than
happens all
that,
the time, man.
other than that, everything's A for away. I'm looking forward to a solid year. Also, with you behind these mics, my man, it's going to be fun.
Yeah. Speaking of Murphy's Law, bro.
Yeah.
You know, Carolyn works freelance.
Yeah.
Last couple of days, last week, she didn't have any work come in. She gets work today. Our internet service provider has like an issue, no internet.
I mean, yeah,
Fuck.
it's nuts. I mean, it can really hinder you. I mean, today, same situation. I had a meeting. The other side, they were having issues. I started the meeting an hour late, and the meeting went 5 hours.
Jesus.
Yeah, it is insane.
Your job sucks, bro.
Yeah, listen, that doesn't happen all too often. I mean, I'll have some big stretches, and this, I mean, I had my first morsel of food at 3:30 today, and it's mind-boggling because you don't get a break.
No.
You know,
So you guys don't actually like stop for breaks?
up just to go to the toilet.
You should do the whole like Jim Carrey thing. It's like I need to have a pee break because like you can get sick if you keep the pee in. And it's like, are you telling the truth? It's like, I must be. It's like, okay.
Well, you know, nobody's gonna have an issue if you need to go to the toilet. But you know what? One thing I discovered with Zoom, they've like updated. Obviously, you get updates and stuff, but I haven't checked what you do with the virtual backgrounds and stuff.
Yeah.
They really increased the quality in terms of virtual backgrounds and how your blurred background. So I chucked a blurred background today, and you don't see anything. It's amazing. Just see my ugly mug.
You could also get a green screen. Anyways.
No.
Zoom conversations.
Yeah, but a green screen is fucking cumbersome, and you know you have to have good lighting to have a decent picture.
Yeah, very muff.
100%. Yeah, we're not going to talk about Zoom fucking software. What was it? Updates.
Zoom updates.
Speaking of the last on Christmas, so compliments.
Yeah, condiments of the seasoning.
To all of you. This is the last time I'm saying it to anyone because it's late in January already. So I said to myself, I have to say to the listeners, to you and yours, compliments of the season. Hope 2022 is a ripper of a year. But I got, guess what? I'm not going to ask you to guess. My only Christmas present was 2 6-packs of Castle Light, and Biltong.
Was that your Christmas?
That was my Christmas. The whole Christmas. It was lovely.
That sounds great to me. You don't have to collect anything.
No, but I'm looking at your Alfa Romeo hat.
Yeah, this was
Kimi Räikkönen.
Yeah, number 7. This is legit Alfa Romeo Racing Orlen merchandise. This is Kimi Räikkönen's cap from his last year in Formula 1. So it's a special hat.
Nice.
I really love it.
Yeah, you need to look after it now, eh?
I do.
White is
This
dangerous.
is the second time I've worn it out. It's going to be, mostly display. But I'll wear it when I want to.
Yeah, you'll wear it for some of our Formula 1 chats.
It's really nice. I mean, the emblem on the front is like that nice, like formed rubber.
Yeah,
it's great.
It's proper quality.
Yeah, this is
well, it's exactly the one that he wears after and is for his media and stuff like that.
Yeah, because there's the two. This is the curved peak. I didn't curve it, so this is natural curve. And then there's also the flat cap as well.
Oh,
yeah.
What
They got two versions. They got the flat and the curved.
Yes. All right. I'm a flatty.
Yeah, they got the flat ones.
But I like the curved ones as well. The baller caps.
The ball. Yeah. You can fit a ball in there. Makes sense.
You can fit a ball in there. Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. Did you see? Shame old Betty White passed away during the holidays.
Like just over 2 weeks away from my 100th birthday.
Yeah, crazy, dude. But listen, that chick was a golden girl, eh? Like she did some seriously hilarious stuff, like with sports guys. All her movies, she was always like this mad, like happy cameo. She was a legend, dude.
Did you Google her name in like a Google search, like Betty White? Did you see what pops up?
No.
It what is the line in the song? Something about
Oh, and the Golden Girls theme song.
Yeah.
Something
about being your friend. But anyways, you look up that and then you just see like hearts go over the screen and then like a graphic like pop up saying like you'll always be a friend or some shit like that.
Oh, wow.
So
that's
Google
awesome.
did a little bit of a tribute to Betty White.
Yeah, she deserved it, dude. That she really did some cool stuff.
But I didn't even know. I mean, like, fuck. It's like I only learned that like, a couple of days ago.
Yeah, it was more than a couple of days ago.
It was the 31st of December that she pegged on my mom's birthday.
Yeah, dude. Hey, man, when it's your time, it's your time, man.
Yeah. My grandmother died on the same day of the year many years ago, but it's like the 31st of December is always a
it's
very
like,
funny day.
We're going to start the year on this note, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude. And then old Bob Saget, dude.
Yeah, that I didn't see coming. But apparently he was pretty sick at the same time.
You see, now I didn't hear that because he was on tour, doing a comedy tour.
Yeah, he was sick, and he was like keeping it like like they said he was keeping it out of public knowledge.
I didn't read that because I mean he posted to his Instagram the night he died. And then he was found unresponsive in his hotel room. They still haven't released
the reason why,
the cause of death. Yeah, it'll be hugely interesting because he did have some history back in the day with substance abuse.
Yeah. there was a movie. I think it was Half Baked. He was in the movie Half Baked. He's got one of the most classic lines in there, and he says like, "Marijuana is not addictive. It's like heroin is addictive. No, cocaine is addictive, man. It's like, have you ever sucked dick for marijuana? It's like, no."
The crazy thing about him is everybody knew him as America's favorite dad from Full House and stuff. But then when he went and did his comedy skits and went on shows and stuff, he was an absolute like tyrant.
Yeah, he was like almost like if you see Jimmy Carr and you don't know his comedy, and you're seeing him on like 8 out of 10 Cats does Countdown, and you watch him stand up, you go like, shit, is this what he's like? He was the same.
No, dude, it's he was an amazing comic, and I believe from what I've heard, I mean, I listened to the Joe Rogan. Jeez, I've been listening to a lot of Joe Rogan. Mm-hmm. That he was really getting back into stand up, enjoying his shows and stuff, and then all of a sudden, boom.
Wow. Yeah, that sucks, man. I mean, I
was just about to say boom, Bob's your auntie, but I think that's too soon.
Yeah, man, fuck Bob Saget. I mean, shit.
Rest in peace, legend. He was a legend.
Yeah, man, fuck.
So those are some current events. Pretty gloomy, but I wanted to give them a mention because I think they deserve it. They were really legends of Hollywood.
Yeah.
And old school as well. I mean, all these new TikTokers and stuff, I give no fucks for.
They're like Bob who?
Yeah, I mean, I've been seeing some of these things online. I mean, I do watch a little bit of the Nalk Boys every now and again because some of their content is funny, but I just don't get all this TikTok dancing and the lip syncing. I mean,
that's one aspect of it. That's like I think that's where it came from.
I believe. I don't know.
It's like from what I don't do fucking TikTok, and I never will.
But you know how much
it's all trends.
I know, but do you know how much money some of those kids make?
Yeah, I mean, like if you got like 1 million followers on any platform that's popular, you're going to get people throwing product at you.
So many followers just by like doing a dance and whatnot.
I don't know, man. You just have to have. I mean, I suppose it's like with anything.
You have talent, like and subscribe,
or talent and a bit of a character or an appeal, because you can.
But some of these kids haven't even said anything in their content.
I mean, it's from
what's that dude's name? This guy?
Yeah,
I don't know what his name is.
Me neither.
But he's huge. He's even in the Formula One paddocks with Ferrari.
I don't understand that. But like, dude, the thing from TikTok, what I get is that there's the song and dance and dancing crowd, and then you get the people who are moving, or not moving, they're like YouTube people that go on TikTok because that's where everybody is. So then they're making these like little short video clips. Then you have these people who
it's like a Vine, like Vine used to be.
They call it Vine 2.0. Right?
Oh, do they?
Well, not TikTok themselves,
but Vine
people
was more
call
like
TikTok like Vine.
I found, when they say, you look at a YouTube, a compilation of your best Vines, a lot of them are either stunts or
little skits
or
or little
skits.
bad jokes.
Josh Peck used to be a big viner, and then he became an actor in Hollywood and whatnot.
Yeah,
but
you just have to be lucky or American.
you have to.
No, I'm serious. I mean, like
Yeah.
you see, like there's YouTube channels that have like 50,000 followers, and you watch the videos and they're fucking shit. And then you see like people from like South Africa or African countries, and they got like these rad content. They got like 500 followers.
Yeah.
My thing is like YouTube pushes US like channels the most.
Yeah,
because that's where all the money and sponsorship usually goes to.
That's fair.
So
do you think it's no? Well, look at PewDiePie. PewDiePie is in Sweden,
yeah, he's in Sweden,
but he's
European,
one of
but
the biggest.
yeah, but he was there from the start. So he's had like he's been.
I suppose that may be the exception.
He's
and
been
not the
tubing for like what 12 years for like and every day.
Does he still do it?
Yeah, he still does.
Yeah.
But he's been doing it like every day consistently for like 12 years. You're going to naturally get to a point where there's going to be a swing. And then YouTube will see like, oh, here's a channel that's got tons of viewers. Fucking push days.
That's when you get to a point where you're so big where other YouTubers are making videos about you.
Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy, dude.
Exactly. I mean, that's like a good case of like natural growth that just went through the roof.
Yeah.
But you'll find that there's lots of American channels that are pushed. I mean, I saw a video today that was in my recommendations that the guy had 26 followers and his video had 13 views. It's like, what? I've got videos that have got way less views than that.
Yeah.
You don't fucking push me.
Yeah, yeah. And like another one like that is the Call Her Daddy podcast. Do you know that story?
No.
So it's just there were these two chicks who decided to start a podcast, both very attractive, but they decided to just talk like guys talk about chick stuff. But I find that to be...
That sounds hilarious.
It sounds... I haven't listened to it, to
Okay.
be fair, so I can't say it is hilarious.
Yeah.
But it must be if Spotify offered them 60 mil for the podcast. They got
It
full
must be
intellectual
funny then.
property. They'd sell their merch through Barstool Sports, which is a media network in...
Yeah.
Remember, we talked about Barstool Sports, the
Yeah, yeah,
owner
yeah.
being accused of...
I must
some
actually
shit.
check this because that actually sounds like a funny premise, like chicks talking like they dudes.
and it got right to the top, and now it's just the one chick.
Oh.
But she's still got a $60 million deal on her podcast. Call Her Daddy. It's crazy. It's insane. I mean,
Well, good for them.
all I heard is they just are very brash about women stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and have a huge following.
Well, there must be
Insane.
something to it. then.
Yeah. But Barstool picked them up and
Yeah.
pushed them, and that's how they got
Well, they definitely
super
got
large.
something. They definitely got something.
No, they definitely got something. They got $60 million.
You have to have such a great idea, man. You can't just do what other people are doing.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
always have to have an angle.
No, 100%. It's crazy. But it's nice to know, like, what these people are capable of doing and stuff, you know. Have you heard of Mr. Beast?
Yeah.
Dude,
Like,
that
he-
dude spends like $11 million on a video.
Yeah, that's all the...
He did that Squid Game all the challenges or something.
Yeah,
like that.
and he also... I think he was part of the team that kicked off that whole ocean operation thing, or he was helping pushing it, where like every dollar that gets raised, a pound of trash gets picked up from the sea.
Wow.
Yeah, like a really awesome push, actually. But
He's got some mad prizes. I've read that they've got.
yeah,
some
but
crazy
what he
shit.
does, all the ad revenue or money that he gets from YouTube, he chucks into these videos. So like all the money he gets from what he pushes out, he uses that money for all these stunts that he does.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. Because
That
like
is cool.
it's like I'm getting all this money from YouTube. Let me just spend it on fucking crazy stuff, and then people are kind of dig that
I'm
instead
sure
of
he's
keeping it for
investing
yourself.
some
Like Logan
into,
Paul,
into himself and like his bank account.
yeah, I don't know. But his old vibe is like all the money that they get from YouTube
He
is
just
what they
spends on the
spend
next
on.
video.
Yeah,
You mentioned Logan Paul.
yeah, that dick. He probably keeps all the fucking money.
Dude, those boys are rich.
Yeah, they also were rich before the point, weren't they?
Well, I only knew about them when all of a sudden Jake Paul started wanting to fight NBA players and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden it was YouTube boxing, remember they did him, Logan Paul, KSI, and then they did Jake and some other YouTuber, and then all of a sudden it was YouTuber. They did that. They did that twice, gained a bit of popularity. They did the first one on YouTube, and then all of a sudden they calling out actual fighters, and then Jake Paul fought Ben Askren, then he fought Woodley, and then Woodley again now recently, and Logan's fought in an exhibition match Floyd Mayweather. I mean, that's big money.
Yeah.
Especially the Mayweather situation. I mean, I don't know. They say Jake Paul says he made 45 million off the last one with Woodley, but you never know what these dudes do because they're like professional trolls.
Dude, if there's one person that deserves a puss clap, is that fucking Jake Paul knob.
Do you know what? a lot of people said that and still say that, but like I've like learned to actually like him because he's actually when he sits down with guys like Ero Hawani, he and some other guys, he talks his shit. He's a troll and he wants people to want to smack him, but he's actually pretty smart.
I'm sure he's smart, but he's also a hypocritical dick.
Yeah, but that's his gimmick.
He's a walking like crusty cum stained fucking penis.
Timestamp that.
He's like burgy cock cheese. That guy.
My god!
No one wants that.
It's
around.
not even outrageous. That's crazy.
Fuck that guy, man. He's a tool.
Okay, well let's move on from old that guy. That's hilarious,
dude. Well, you know, I was flicking through, because like on the Instagrams, I only follow like companies. I don't follow anybody. And I noticed that you know the brand Dixon. Like you get all those amps and stuff.
Yeah, but like the stuff that you get at like Cash Crusaders and whatnot, yeah.
But they actually have like top line musical equipment, and I checked that Dixon has had for a while really great drum kits.
Really?
Yeah, like fucking American maple shells with Bubinga and stuff. They got their top of the line is called the Artisan, and the drummer for Dragon Force is an endorsee of Dixon drums. And there's another one called what's it now? Fucking name escapes me. Anyways, doesn't matter. Move on. Whatever. What the fuck? So I was like, these look interesting, and I was like, okay, let me check, and I find like some kits on sale in America, and like for a decent kit, it's like 23 grand converted. So if you bring it in, it's still going to be fuck off expensive. But the thing is, there's no dealers here, and I check, and then the only Dixon stuff that we can get in the country is like, I don't know, like a cymbal stand or a drum seat or clips or little extras and stuff.
I've never known it to be a drum like software. I mean hardware and
yeah, they got some. They got some
drum company.
Yeah, I mean like there's also a YouTube drummer. I forget his name. He's also endorsed with him. He's a really cool drummer as well. I was like, holy shit, Dixon actually makes like good drums. And I was checking that out. And then you know that Brazilian guy that you really dig. I keep forgetting his name. He's endorsed by a Brazilian drum company called Varus.
Oh, no, that's him. It's Alciberiano Stepario.
Yes, he's endorsed by a Brazilian drum company called Varus, which is totally customized drums.
To his spec, yeah.
Yeah, but like they only do customized drums.
Yeah, he's partnered up with them.
And those are, holy shit, expensive.
Dude. But can you hear in the recordings how thick...
Yeah, dude, those kits are rad because like
14 kilogram snare.
Yeah, but like the thing is, like you check he's got an acrylic set, and even their wood sets, like they got this thing where instead of having just like a hole, like a porthole in the shell, they got two strips of like micro holes along the length of the shell, and like if you look again, you check his bass drum has got like that black stripe on it, and next to it is just like holes,
yes,
like this, or perforated holes. That's like their signature vibe. Wow. And it must do something because the drums sound amazing.
Because obviously, if the head of the
it doesn't have to travel, go through like tiny ports.
It's sending the air outwards. It's like it's air disbursement.
Yeah, but it's
amazing.
It's such a cool little gimmick that they got that works really well. So I'm like, I wonder But like also the cool thing is Varus drums, you can order directly from them. So you can contact them on Instagram, whatever. They'll put you to a person, you order your drums and they ship it to you. If you want to do that for Tama or anyone, forget about it. You have to go through dealers. And dealers in this country are shit. Like, trust me from first hand, it fucking sucks. Because like I tried to just get a cymbal stand from like a Tama cymbal stand, and I went through such a schlep, I didn't even get it.
Aren't you still looking for a Tama floor tom?
I am still looking for a
It's
Tama
very
floor
difficult to, but I had a chat with a mate the other day when you first said you were looking for that tom. I was like, it's very interesting that you're looking for a very specific part of a kit that comes as a 5-piece or 4-piece.
Yeah, they were. My kit was what they call a fusion set. So it's like a 20-inch kick drum, which I love. So if I was to have my own drum kit, like custom, I would have a 20-inch kick. But the thing is, if you buy a drum kit with a 20-inch kick, they automatically think you want all small toms. So you get like a 10, 12, and a 14. But you at that time you were able to get a 16-inch tom extra. You were able to purchase like extra parts. So if you had like a normal set, you could order a 14-inch tom or floor tom. You know? So there are drums like that floating around, and I've been looking for so long.
Just don't get a black one. Why don't you just get one and then put a black glass on it?
Well, but that's the thing. My kit's not black. It's a glass varnish. So the shell is actually treated. It's like a charcoal kind of color.
That's not the Omnicron, ladies and gentlemen.
No, it's just a fucking beer and talk. But it's like it's a charcoal color. I mean, I could go for like any other tom, but you know, you have like this beautiful looking shell kit, which it really is, and then you have like one drum that just doesn't match. You know, it's kind of being pedantic. Technically, it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter. I mean, I see millions of dudes playing with different color everything. Like it's multicolor.
Yeah, but I'll do that if I've got like a yellow floor tom and then a red tom and then I've got a green floor tom, whatever. I'll do that. But I don't want to have like this really gorgeous varnished shell that's like
and then have this
charcoal, and then
to the
like
right
red. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get
so
it.
I checked on eBay, on Reverb, on every website, even like eBay Germany, and like check Russian sites all the time. And I found a couple, but they are all old listings and they're all sold.
Sure.
So there must be some still lying around. So I'm constantly looking.
Well, I'm keeping my eye out, dude. You know, you gotta get what you want.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, I'm a firm believer that if what you put out in the universe, and if you're really driven for it,
what you put in, you'll get out.
You'll get out of it.
100%. Yeah. Definitely, dude. Hey, that's a good way to start the year.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, dude, for instance, like with my electronic kit, I was like thinking there must be some way I can use my bass drum in front of the thing so I can have a logo in the front. And then I was like, yeah, but what if I find like a bass drum for cheap, and then I can convert it? So I just went on Gumtree, and the first thing that popped up was like a cheap bass drum.
Nice.
And I went like, oh, cool, I'm buying that. Then I was like, okay, now how am I going to cut it? And then I saw that there was this kit that to convert your bass drum.
What?
Hey,
cut it for what?
For my kick module for my electronic kit.
Oh, okay.
So I was gonna cut a hole in the shell and put it in there so it looks like I've got a drum. But then I saw that Roland actually makes a kit for your bass drum to convert it into electronics. So cool, I buy that, and then I put that in, and then my rack for my electronic kit doesn't fit over it. So I'm like, oh shit, I need to find some rack. So I go in Gumtree, and some dude is selling a rack from Elise's kit, which is like really big. And I was like, I'll buy that as well.
I've seen those.
So it's just like every time I go on and I need something, it happens. But this floor tom is taking a long time, bro. What's happening?
It's just like those beautiful studio lights that I picked up yesterday, or saw yesterday.
Yeah.
That's the next step for this podcast, bro. Getting those proper broadcast lights. That's going to be sick.
But have you ever had anything like that where you were like really needing to find something and then you just find it?
Sometimes it happens all the time on Take a Lot. But yeah, I mean
like buying new is a different story.
Yeah,
like looking for second-hand stuff. That's the trick.
I haven't done much gear shopping in a very, very long time. The one thing was the actual studio capture.
Yes. Yeah, you just walk into a shop. Yeah.
Well, no, I didn't. We found it on Gumtree.
Yeah.
It must have been 10% of the price. Yeah. I looked it up online, and it was going for like 24,500 rand. And I picked it up for 3.5 from Cash.
No, well, then that's a good example.
Brand new, hadn't been touched.
Well, there's a good example.
And I asked, and I said, you guys don't even know what this thing does. And they're like, no. And I said, do you have the manual and everything? She goes, everything is there. So I was like, insane. Drove into town. It was the Cash Crusaders in Adley Street.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So fuck all parking.
Yeah.
Everybody just like scooters going in between your car, just like no patience whatsoever. I don't carry cash, so I don't have cash for the parking attendants. Biggest mood. Took a big gamble and actually just chucked the hazards on.
Yeah.
Ran inside. Had this conversation all in about 5-10 minutes. And I said, do you guys even know what this thing does? And they're like, no. And I'm like, 3.5 grand. Shout out Charles Pullen who put me onto it. He's like, I don't know if this is real, but this thing's worth 25 grand, but they're selling for 3.5. And apparently what happened is it was an immigration thing where everything happened in such a rush. Definitely not, as far as I'm concerned. And they just wanted to get rid of it. And I'm saying that fucking thing was stolen and sold to Cash Crusaders.
It must have been. But I'm waiting till this day where I walk into Cash Crusaders and find all my stolen stuff.
But I that's like the deal of the century, the decade.
Yeah. Sorry for whoever that had stolen from.
Whatever. Hey, listen, don't look up the serial number. That's what I'm saying. But hey, I bought it fair and square. I've got the slip. Oh, maybe you don't.
Dude, when I just finished high school, I went into a Cash Crusaders when it was brand new. And there was a guitar there. It was with a Marshall Valstat amp, which is like, whatever. But it was
Valstat is a single state.
Yeah.
It's not a yeah.
Yeah, so like it was at the time it was 3,000 rand, and this is what, like 97, so there's still quite a huge chunk of cash, Ola. But it was a Telecaster, but it didn't have Telecaster on the headstock. It had a big Fender logo with patent pending on the headstock, and it was like the butt plate still had a Fender logo on it, but it didn't have a serial number or anything. But it said Fender patent pending. So either it was a copy or something, but from what I saw and when I spoke to people that day, I should have actually gotten the 3 grand cash because that was technically a broadcaster. It was before it was branded a Telecaster, which is one of the original ones.
Yeah, you hear these crazy stories, man. I mean, it goes both ways. Some guys will buy a Les Paul, and they're like, "Oh my god, I got the guitar that I always wanted," to only to find out that it's a fake.
Yeah,
but then you also have the other side of it, where some guys sell shit they don't even know what they're selling.
Exactly. Apparently, it was a lady who's cleaning out her house because her husband died.
Yeah,
and she was like in her 70s at the time. So this dude must have been playing guitar for so many years. And it was in his attic or whatever it was. I reckon it was legit. I reckon it was a proper fucking Telecaster.
Yeah. Well, I've made my call. I'm not buying a single another piece of gear.
Oh shit.
No. The only thing I am going to be buying, and it's the final. Here I say I'm not buying any gear, but I want to get that SM7B. I really want to do some vocals. And there's so many things that you can do with that. It's such a versatile mic, but also the broadcast lights, bro. And then that's it. No more guitars. I could swap out the bass and get a better bass. But I get a decent sound from that bass.
You can always get a better bass.
Replace the fucking strings for a change.
Dude, from what I know of guitars, what makes a good guitar is the playability of it, really. So if it's adjustable enough to get it to be playable, then it'll be rad.
Yeah. Look, I love all my guitars. That's why I'm happy. I don't want to buy any more. I mean, for instance, that Charvel, I'm playing at practice with the ill system,
and it looks so small on you.
I know, but that's what I like that kind of gimmick, that it looks small on me. It makes me look even bigger than I am. But it. Dude, that neck on that guitar is phenomenal. Unfinished neck, beautiful. It's so smooth, and actually plays surprisingly well with those 13 to 72 strings. And it sounds pretty boss through my PV and my Laney, and it only cost me 2,900 Rand, brand spanking new.
Wow.
Years ago.
Yeah.
But 2,900 Rand. What value am I going to get from selling that? Nothing. If it's a good sounding guitar, maybe a little bit small for the body.
Did Ramon ever manage to sell his Chauvel?
No, why would he want to sell that?
Because he had it for sale for a while.
No, but he still kept it, I think.
Okay, because he has a tortoise shell beating.
Oh, it's a beautiful guitar. Yeah. That's why I'm like angry if he has sold it.
I'm not such a huge fan of tortoise shell. Guitar. I know it's a nice guitar, but I'm not a huge fan of tortoise shell.
I don't think it's tortoise shell.
I think it is.
You were talking about the binding.
Yes, the binding.
Beautiful.
It's almost like oyster or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
From what I remember.
But the binding is amazing. But it's not tortoiseshell. It's like a red burst, isn't it?
I'm going off memory, and my memory
tortoiseshell
sucks
is cat. Tortoiseshell is cat.
Tortoiseshell is cat. Yeah, I know because he had his Meridian Mapex kit for sale and his Chauvel and stuff. I think when he was moving, he had all that stuff for sale. But I don't know if he sold any of it though. I must chat to him. Not that I want it. I'm just out of pure interest.
Dude, I saw when Mike was recording with Adrian.
Yeah.
How huge is that E-kit?
Yeah.
How many cymbals? I mean, he's got like 5 toms.
I think he's got the TD20. It's a nice kit.
No, but I think he's got the TD50.
No, I think he's got the TD20 because the TD50
TD30,
yeah.
I think
because he's got the extra hi-hats and the extra cymbal pads.
Yeah,
and stuff.
the TD30's module allows for
it's so many more inputs there. Yeah, it's
insane.
Awesome.
It looks like and that clip that Mike sent us, it looked like he was completely in his element. So lucky to see a drummer grooving out and sound.
I'm just going to put a clip of him doing it while.
Oh, really? Okay, but get his permission first.
I'm sure he'll be fine.
Yeah. Shout out to Adrian Langerfeld. He's a beast of a drummer. Dude.
I still have to. I have to see him. I haven't seen him in over a year. Actually, 2 years.
We should get him on the show.
Yes, Adrian.
Let's get him on the show,
dude. Finally get a drummer.
It'll be so. Dude, I will probably say nothing that whole episode. Just be you two riffing hard. But I mean, I've got some questions.
Definitely. I've just got stories. Because when I first really met him and made buddies with him was when we were doing that Slayer tribute show, and it was just like, mates from then on. It was awesome.
He's just got such an arsenal. I mean, he's played with Mark Hayes, or he still plays with Mark Hayes, Infanteria, just a solid drummer. And then also with the Roland, promoting Roland, doing demos, constantly doing videos, playthroughs, no matter what, just pushing through. Now that's something that I've lacked over the years, and I take inspiration for things like that. It's hard to keep it up.
It's very hard to keep it up.
I hate the Instagram. Like I did it once. Remember, I said I'm going to do an update and be like, "Hey guys, we're going live now," whatever. And I just feel so cringe doing stuff like that, and I don't think I'll ever be able to get over that hump. So in saying that, everybody just keep a lookout in the stories for when the episodes are, and on Facebook as well, as to when the episodes are going to drop, because I can't do that. I mean, I'll try eventually if we get enough subscribers and and all.
I reckon we just need to get a troop of chicks to do that for us.
Yeah, that'll be great. But we need them to subscribe to the channel. I really want to grow it this year, and then and another thing is that we're going to try and bust out a little bit more content and try and we're both full-time jobs. This is a passion. Sometimes even, you have these down moments, and I was like, shit, I can't stop regardless. I can't stop. I have fun doing this, dude. Every week having a fucking chat to one of my best buds. Let's go. So we ain't stopping no matter what, but every subscribe helps.
Yes.
And also, lots of people are back at work now, dude. Check out the show on Spotify and all those audio platforms. I personally sometimes prefer listening to some podcasts on audio form.
I did that a lot in traffic.
It leaves your mind to be a little bit more creative, and it gets your imagination flowing. So don't be hesitant to we appreciate you watching the show, but check out the audio podcast as well, because it's just as fun as far as I'm concerned. But enough about that. I want to chat about some sport.
Yay, sports.
Oh, my neck. I got a cramp in my neck.
Oh, Jesus.
You know, it's those first few days of exercise where you're like, oh, my neck. And
I'm
you wake
keeping
up
that in.
like, oh, my God, everything hurts. Dude, it's the worst. Like, I'm in pain. I'm in pain. My body still is not used to any of this exercise stuff. I bought this new watch that I track all my stuff. Though.
I noticed there was something on your wrist over there.
I got myself a little Garmin.
Oh, a Garmin one.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's got like the little, if you see under there, it's got the heart rate monitor.
Okay.
And all that kind of stuff. And it syncs to the phone. The messages come through. But mainly been tracking the workouts.
Yeah.
Today I fucking burnt like 600 calories just on the squash court. Amazing. My heart rate was sky high.
Doesn't the Fitbit do the same job for cheaper?
No, but I didn't want to have that like just
Oh,
like
that
a
little
bracelet thing. I
bangle.
wanted to have a proper watch that I made sure, because Apple Watch,
Yeah.
they go blank. So you've just got this strap with a blank screen and you have to like tap it to get the time. This permanently has the time up.
Okay.
So I mean, I like that in the date. Just personal preference.
I think it's probably a different lighting technology, because if the
This is black and white. This is not color. Yeah.
Exactly. With the color screens,
Yeah.
if the lights on, the battery will die like super quick.
Well, basically, I went entry level. So
Hey, if it works, it works.
yeah, I went entry level, and if it works, I'll start. I'll upgrade. And the thing is, it's about. There's one thing that I've always learned, and I've never been the best proponent for it. You got to start something, but you got to keep it going. You got to be consistent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's how Planet Fitness earns so much money from me.
Yeah, I'm not gonna buy the best watch, not knowing that I'm gonna commit.
Yeah, no.
So I decided to start at entry level. So far, so good, dude.
Nice.
And I'm enjoying it. So it's cool. But I don't know when this show is gonna come out. But I really wanted to quickly chat about this weekend and last weekend. Dude, it was a 1 month drought of MMA, specifically UFC.
Okay.
We follow the UFC a little closer than the other promotions. I do give some of the other promotions like Bellator and PFL and all that kind of stuff a bit of love, especially now that Don Madge is at PFL and he's got his first win, and he could go on and win $1 million. So and apparently they paid pretty handsomely down there at PFL as well. So we're going to keep an eye on Don Madge for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're also going to keep an eye on Dricus du Plessis.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're also going to keep an eye on JP Base. JP Base is busy going through a very tumultuous time because they made history, the first couple to debut together in the UFC. They ended up getting divorced because she ended up cheating, or allegedly cheated, with another UFC fighter and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to follow that story very closely. He's stuck in the US, no visa and stuff, because obviously he was married to her. Now he's in the process of a divorce, can't get a renewed visa. He's literally stuck. Can't fight because he doesn't have that permit, blah, 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 blah. So it's going to be interesting. But last week, Calvin Kattar, the dude that got absolutely mauled by Max Holloway, who's the number one, as apart from the champion featherweight, and he pieced this new sensation. He was shown such disrespect, and came out. He won all 5 rounds. One was a 10-8. It was a 50-44 on one judge's scorecard. It was amazing.
Wow.
Then aside from that, this weekend is Francis Ngannou versus Cyril Gane. It's like these two monster human beings. I'll send you a picture. Maybe you can chuck it up or something. Heavyweight title unification bout. Francis Ngannou is Francis Ngannou is in dispute with the UFC because he doesn't want to fight for $500,000, $600,000 anymore. He wants big paychecks. He wants a boxing clause in his in his.
Well, he wants to do boxing as well.
Yeah, he wants to box Tyson Fury. He wants that option, but the UFC lock you down.
Yes.
So the contracts are very specific, and there's a champions clause. So if you're the champion and you win, you automatically get your contract extended by one more fight.
Is that reason why Brock Lesnar was always on and off when he was doing like a what is it?
Brock Lesnar was an exception. Brock Lesnar's like a Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
So he was the original Conor McGregor. He brought all the eyes and stuff because he was the WWE, and UFC was saying, no, WWE is fake. If they want to prove they're tough, they come over here. Then Brock Lesnar came over and he became the champion, etc., etc. But he didn't have a very long road to get to championship because he had like 2 wins. His first was a loss, 2 wins, and then he won the championship.
Yeah.
And then he got his ass handed to him by Cain Velasquez. But yeah, so he was a special.
Okay.
They do treat certain characters.
Yeah, with, like what's his
with
CM,
more care,
like CM Punk.
But
same thing.
They just gave CM Punk an opportunity and he blew it. I mean, he's not a martial artist.
No,
he's an entertainer.
Yeah, definitely.
And you can. There are some guys that can do it, and there's some guys that can't. I mean, like Brock Lesnar, for instance, was a Division I wrestler.
Yeah.
All American.
Yeah.
So All American is like NBA All Star. It's like your 10 best players in the whole league. That's what an All American is, and they choose so many All Americans to be in that class. And then there's Division I, Division II, etc. And he was Division I All American. So he was a prime wrestler. That's why he had a cauliflower ears. And everyone was like, why does he have cauliflower ears?
Yeah, because of all that.
Daddy,
floor.
why does Brock Lesnar's ears look like that? But then I knew that because of rugby players.
Yes.
But I'm just kidding with that. but at the same time, he was a special athlete.
Yeah.
And juiced to the gills, which helps.
Yeah, I did see something.
Pre-USADA.
Yes. Yeah.
Pre-USADA.
Yeah.
That's why Mark Hunt is in. That's another story that came from the Christmas break. Mark Hunt, the whole Mark Hunt. No, every time I say it, he's in a lawsuit with them, and news came out that he owes them like $400,000 in legal fees, etc., etc. So that's flaring up, and it's interesting times to be an MMA or UFC fan at this point. But Francis Ngannou, and then the co-main event. I'm not going to talk about anything else. Brandon Moreno versus Davison Figueiredo. The first fight ended up as a majority draw because Figueiredo hit a super nut shot.
Oh.
So he got a point taken, or poked him in the eye. Oh, no, it was a nut shot, I think. So it was a draw. He kept his
Was
title.
it accidental or on purpose?
I think he was warned, and then he did it again, and then he got a point taken.
He just is like.
Yeah, I mean, that happens. Like, you're trying to stop yourself from dying,
Yeah, well, if you're
trying to kill someone else.
If you're gonna pull back, constantly thinking I can't do this because I've got a warning
just
already.
A low blow.
You're gonna be like already, in a deficit. Yeah,
It happens. It happens. I mean, you even see that old clip of that guy that goes, "Kick him in the dick." So that was a draw, and then the next fight, Moreno gave him a hard time, submitted him, and now this is the trilogy where Figueiredo wants his belt back from Moreno. So let's go, Brandon Moreno, the assassin baby.
Yeah, I saw that one fight with him. I liked him as well.
Yeah, he's awesome. And he loves Lego, Funko Pops. He's like, everybody loves him because you're not your quintessential, like.
Yeah, he always looked like pretty happy afterwards, like smiling. He was like
100%.
standing there with the post interview, his eye bleeding. He's like, it was good. I had a good time.
I love the way he speaks. Such a legend, and into all the cool nerdy stuff that I like as well.
Yeah.
But then, the hugest news of it all, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
What's Lewis Hamilton's future? Can I give you my opinion quickly?
Yes,
just
go
very,
for it.
very quickly. He's got all the media in his palm of his hands. He's playing it he's not going anywhere.
No, he's not gonna disappear.
And he's just creating more media hype around Lewis Hamilton.
Either his marketing team, because he's got one, is telling him to do exactly what you say, or he's being super uber ultra fucking mopey and just over dramatic by not saying anything. It's like you just want him to go like, yeah, man. It's like congrats to Max, but that whole thing was stuff. I just want him to say something instead of this media silence. He's being so dramatic. So and then also, why is there media silence? It has to be something in there.
He's trying to send a message.
He's trying to send a message. Maybe the thing is that like if he's probably got demands saying like, listen, a lot of people are pulling for me and watching because of me. If this doesn't happen, I'm out of here. And I'm taking all my sponsorship with me.
Well,
maybe it's that. I don't know.
Already, because they said he was reserving his decision until the investigation of Yas Marina.
And that might only really conclude by the time they start practicing.
Yeah, so... But I still think he's coming back. You can't. Yeah. He's not going to miss preseason testing.
I reckon what he's going to do, if I was him, and I was... If I was him and being bitter, which he is, because he is bitter, let's be honest.
Yeah.
I would be like, you know what? Fuck all y'all. I'm gonna like blitz this year, get the 8th championship title, and I'm gonna like walk out, fuck like this.
Yeah.
Fuck you guys.
Yeah.
That's what I would. If I was him, I'd be doing that.
His last podium when he wins, he's just gonna pull down his race suit and just moon everyone.
I reckon. You know what? Just thinking about it now, I reckon why he's being silent is that he wants Massey gone.
Yeah, and Massey's been exonerated.
I reckon he says like, I'm not coming back if Massey's there, because remember that when Massey was being like chirpy towards Toto, that was actually quite dickish on him.
We're going motor racing.
Yeah, it's called motor racing, Toto.
We're going car racing.
Yes,
Toto.
that I was like, you don't fucking say that. I mean, like, I reckon he said that to Toto because he was just tired of having him
also
complaining.
He was under pressure.
Yeah, I mean, but I reckon that's maybe it. Maybe Hamilton is like, I'm not going to say a word. I'm not going to come back if Massey is still there. Maybe that's a thing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that they should push to have the result reversed.
No, why would they? No, but isn't that appeal being withdrawn?
Yeah, it's been withdrawn, but you don't know what's being said behind closed doors, especially since Hamilton's
can't happen
not
this
saying
far
anything.
down the line. No, honestly,
it can't.
It really can't, because that'll ruin the sport.
Yeah,
that will ruin the sport.
But like, what would win me over is if Hamilton fucking comes in with new cars, blitzes the fuck out of everyone, wins the championship halfway through the season, and then as he wins the championship, it's like, fuck you, I'm out, and leave with the races remaining. I would be like, that's a baller move, fucking go boy.
But all he wants to do, he's better on paper everywhere than anybody else on paper. But there's one thing holding him back, is the 8th. It's the 8th. So I think Lewis Hamilton is such a competitor that he can't help himself but continue to try and reach that goal.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I just wanted to say something because he's coming across as a sulking.
Yeah, but that's normal. Honestly, it's normal.
It is normal, but say something.
Say something.
Because like there's so many people are just like what is he gonna do if he just sends like a message out to his fans?
He's the type of guy that if you say something, he'll go something.
Yeah, well, that's what I do sometimes. Yeah, but
listen, you're wearing a Kimi Räikkönen hat. Let's be honest. He's like a man of very few words.
Yeah, she's a lot of words. It's the racing and Hamilton is not saying.
You do that super well. You got the whole nasal vibe.
And it's like, bah.
He goes, bah. Have you seen Conor Moore? All the impressions that he does of all the drivers. Dude, it is insanely hilarious.
I saw someone do it. I don't know his name.
He's got like Daniel Ricciardo. He's like, I'm a bit sad. Can you tell it? He's got this massive smile on his face.
Oh, the race didn't go too good for me.
And he tuned Lando and he was like, oh, no. because he's so young. But yeah, I'll show you after the show. Dude, that was hilarious.
Also, I mean, like Hamilton and Toto didn't show up to like the awards evening.
Apparently, there's a penalty coming for that.
Yeah, I mean,
because it's unsportsmanlike conduct.
It's unsportsman, but really a penalty. Come on.
They say in the first race. I read multiple articles saying that in the first race they might penalize Hamilton.
Yeah, but that's just turning it into a childish exercise.
I know. I think it's stupid. I think the whole season needs to start on a level pegging.
Yeah.
I don't know if pegging is the right word. But level pegging it shall remain.
Yeah. No, I don't know. It's going to get nasty.
Yeah. Listen, man, it's going to be so interesting with the new cars, with the new aerodynamic features. Smaller cars, but they look bigger.
And
they're heavier.
They're small by a little bit.
Length.
Yeah, by a little bit, but they're still fucking huge. They're still the size of like a Toyota Prado. They're massive.
What's a Toyota Prado?
Like the big fuck
that's an
off
SUV.
Yes, it's as big on the floor print wise.
Imagine that engine
as
in a
big.
Toyota Prado.
Yeah, I mean, like if it's the cars are as wide and long as a Toyota Prado.
That's insane.
Like the big boy.
Dude, I'm so looking forward to it. Anyway, I know they say, his future isn't out. He might quit because he's so disillusioned.
That's what I'm saying.
Disillusioned. I mean, how
Say
dramatic.
something,
Use the Queen's English for disillusioned from the outcome of this race.
Oh, shit. We haven't mentioned that it's Sir Hamilton officially.
Yeah, well, listen. He's a 7-time world champion, boy.
Hey,
Don't forget his accomplishments.
Hey,
Got to respect him for that.
Yeah.
Even though I don't support him, I don't support Mercedes by any stretch of the imagination. I think Toto Wolff's a brute. I enjoy his attitude. Lewis, I can not respect for what he's done.
Yeah.
Incredible. And from such a young age. His first season, he lost by a point. I mean, there are 3 seasons. Think about this. He lost by within 2-3 points. So if you take 3, okay, no, it didn't happen, duh. But he could be a 10.
Yeah, he could have been a 10er.
And going for 11. So yeah, you can't help how good he is, but the attitude, man.
I don't know. I'm still up and down.
Sucks.
I'm still up and down, but like this media silence, I'm like, dude, you're just coming across as a sulking person, and you're more than that.
Yeah. Okay, but anyway, who are you supporting this year in order?
Well, I would want Sainz and Norris to do well. I really want Russell to do well because I believe that he's going to do really well. But also, you don't know what the cars are going to be like. Mm-hmm. But I still think Mercedes will have the upper hand. But yeah, like I'm going to be watching out for Russell, Norris, and Sainz. Really, Leclerc as well. But I like Sainz.
The Ferrari team's going to be very interesting to watch because everybody's tipping them to be because I remember they ended 3rd in the constructors, not bad. They from 5th.
Yeah.
So
I'm also keen to see how Pierre Gasly is going to progress.
AlphaTauri again.
And I'm really keen to see how Haas is going to do this season.
Oh, remember Haas didn't do anything to improve their car. They were all
doing,
putting everything into 2022. Yeah. So if it's bad and they're still 19 and 20, you're fucked up.
Yeah, exactly. So
and you're not doing well for the American market because Haas is the only American team, and they're the last 2 on the grid.
And they basically have a Russian flag on the car.
Look at the US Grand Prix. I mean, that was insane. Yeah. I mean, Shaquille O'Neal was standing on the podium and he was still taller than all the drivers. He was standing on the flat surface.
Definitely.
So, obviously, Lando's my guy.
Yeah.
Lando, I want to see Sergio do well. He's always going to be Max's number 2 at Red Bull, though. But I want to see Sergio doing well. Hey, listen, if he's going to take a win, he's going to take it.
Yeah.
And then I want to see Carlos and Charles do well at Ferrari. But I'm keen to see what Sebastian Vettel's going to do. He was also tipped to replace Hamilton at Merck. I don't even think principally he would do that.
No, I don't think he will.
Yeah.
No, I mean, what can I say? I'm not in the fucking thing, but I don't see that happening.
Yeah.
I really don't.
For
But
sure.
I'm keen on seeing how Russell does. Norris and Sainz and Haas and Pierre Gasly as well. I want to see how well he does, because he's always been underevaluated by Red Bull, and he's feeling he's hard done by. So, and with all the changes that are happening at Alpine now, that's going to be quite interesting as well. The Alpine is just like getting rid of people left, right, and center.
Esteban and Fernando. Yeah, that's another duo to look at. Alpine are going to do great.
Well, they got rid of Alan Prost as a non-executive advisor, because the team principal is like, you gone. He's changing lots of stuff, so there's probably going to be some friction within the team this season. So that should be fun as well.
Ooh, but 2022 sports calendar is looking lit. Yeah. I'm excited. It's going to be great. I think that's it.
I think so too.
That's been a great episode. Welcome back, baby. Let's go. Here's to 2022. We're going to push out some bad boys.
There was some left.
That sounded wrong, but we're going to push out
some bad boys.
Some good content, hopefully. So thank you all for joining the episode. It's been great to be back in the studio with all the nooks and crannies that we've changed to make ourselves feel more comfortable. We will forever do that. It's just
breaking the 2022 ice.
Yeah, that's it, man. New vibes, new content, new beer of the week. Outrageous. We didn't do it this week. We didn't do beer of the week this week. This is more so a little bit of flapping gums episode to get us warmed up and get the rust off the joints. But thank you all for listening. Don't forget to check out the show on all the audio streaming platforms, Spotify and all that jazz. But like and subscribe, or like and prescribe. This is Papa G's house for myself and Art. We'll see you next time.
That's where we're going.